Thank you very much for coming. Welcome! Basically, I believe that the the issue of reducing U.S. bases from Okinawa shouldn't be, of course, not the problem of Okinawa, shouldn't be the problem of only Japan. It should be more international. Because when the Japanese people try to think or try to say something about, and in the second half, we went to Okinawa and actually visited the places and listened to the Okinawan people so angry about the mainland people for not doing enough. And so today, we would like to do a presentation, a series of English presentation, broken English presentation, by the way. Enjoy being together today. Thank you very much.
She works for the travel agent for Peaceboat, and she just came off and he's been to Okinawa many times, and he's interested in the base issue. It's Douglas.
Hi.
She's also from Seattle, and she's also been to Okinawa many times, and she's interested in the base issue this time. So he's been with us for Okinawa for a long time. And this is Ken Tata. 1 kilometer from Henoko. So she has a very interesting background in relationship. Where is this picture taken from?
It's from...
Will you choose the dangerous work which you can earn lots of money in order to protect the income? It's never get reduced, and there are a lot of problems in university. STEM days is the marine days.
I'm talking about Okinawa International University helicopter crash. In August 2004, a large U.S. military helicopter crashed into the campus daily. The Okinawan people living near Futenma Air Base always shudder to lose their lives. U.S. military bases in Okinawa are crushing the Okinawan spirit of Nuchido Takara. Life is a treasure. Thank you for listening.
I want to talk about former sites of bases revived. We often hear Okinawa cannot earn living without U.S. forces in Japan. Their economy is not dependent on the base economy as before. These municipalities could be role models for the future of Okinawa. This is the end. Thank you very much.
The topic is about Henoko, Henoko Sea. Why we must protect the Henoko. When I visited Henoko Seaside, I felt how beautiful it is and realized how many problems the construction of mega base in Henoko has. 2012. The issue to protect the Okinawa Sea is not just an Okinawan issue. We must regard and solve this problem as a global base issue. Thank you.
What is your image of Okinawa? The southern island, the delta area, the about the historical factor concerning grammar and temperate. Thank you.
I went to Guam with Tatsuya-san in September. My speech title is People in Guam should have the right to decide about game no. Guam. But people in Guam should have the right to decide about Guam. Thank you for listening.
Bases were always there in the daily lives in Okinawa. I was shocked more by the work of the people there.
For example, Mr. Douglas Ramis said, the U.S. base should be returned to the mainland activities. I was expecting to face the Okinawan people through this tour, but it turned out to be a trip to face myself. Thanks.
I participated in the tour visiting U.S. bases of Okinawa. While I saw and heard the fact of people living around the U.S. bases, I really realized the fact again that our peace is superficial and it is dependent on the sacrifice of some people. I will raise the problem casually with telling other people the fear caused by U.S. bases. Thank you.
I'll tell you about the Haibaru Cultural Learning Center. By the March in 1945, the battlefront of the Japanese forces in South had defeated. In order to gain time, the Battle of Okinawa shows us the fact that the military force of a nation exists only for the interest of its own, which never exists for the defense of human lives. Thank you very much.
To talk about 思いやり予算 host nation support. So, a lot of Japanese tax money is spent for the U.S. military in war. Such expenses are named 思いやり予算 in Japanese, meaning budget for sympathy, which is presently about 180 billion to military-related expenses. Let's create a good way to spend tax for the good future. Thank you very much.
The title of my speech is Does Futenma Base Act as a Deterrent Power? Futenma Base is an airport of helicopters that carry the Marines. If part of Britain to believe that Futenma Base is necessary to keep Japan safe, we should seriously find the best way to keep a peaceful relationship with other countries without using U.S. or Japanese military forces. Thank you for listening.
それで基地をグアムに持ってっても、全然解決にならないっていう話と And bring it back to the United States, did you say?
Japan has treated them poorly.
それで沖縄は非常に苦しんだし、本土が、ないがしろに随分したと思いますけれども、その沖縄の人たちに対して、それで、なんかルミカさんのスピーチ非常にやった方がいいですか？なんでここからだって。7組上こっちは？